Welcome to the evaluation video of Staffordshire University's Stage 2 course data project. Through this video, I'm hoping that you'll get a true sense really of the challenges, problems, pitfalls and the true benefits that we're realising here in the institution as a result of developing and designing new ways of working and storing our course data.
One of the reasons we initially applied for the Jisc initiative was because we realised that embedded within our learning and teaching strategy is the goal of improving the management of our course-related information. We found the biggest challenge was we do have numerous sources of data. That data is not all in the same format. In some cases it's on file shares as Word documents, in other cases it's in a database within Quality. So we realised that stage 2 of the project would actually be a lot bigger than what we thought it might be, and then we moved on to involving the faculties through presentations, and also we then presented the proposal we came up with to the senior leadership team, which involved deans and directors. We found it was quite challenging resourcing the project because there's a lot of other key initiatives going on at the same time, and we knew there was key initiatives that were going to run alongside stage 2, so things such as the key information sets, we knew there was faculty restructures going on and so on. So as we came to the reality of stage 2 and talking about exactly what requirements were required, the sort of risks within it were being highlighted, and that was one of the key things why we had to go to executive to get the priority of the project agreed, so it was up there with the KISS projects and all those and could be prioritised in. We identified what resource we needed from the project by using a previous Jisc project that had been done in earlier years. So we actually knew which of the central areas were that need to be involved. So what we did is we went and found an appropriate stakeholder within each of those areas, and we started by involving them by using the Jisc self-assessment interview technique.
Stakeholder engagement's been essential to all that we've done, getting people to buy into what's intended, getting people to understand what the benefit to them is from the activity that's going on.
As project champion, I think the biggest hurdle is to make the whole of the university understand that this isn't just a technical project, but it's actually a new process and a new way to make everybody's lives easier.
The transition to stage 2 meant we had to take into account quite a few of the risks that we had identified within stage 1. So what we did was we split the project into different steps, whereby each step would be managed by the appropriate stakeholder area. What we did also recommend is that we needed an overall programme manager, because obviously it involved so many different areas that it needed someone with that vision, someone to push that project along and concentrate on that communication. But what we wanted to make sure was that programme manager was from the business, not from information services like myself. We needed the business requirement to drive the IT solution, not the other way around.
My name's Sam Scott. I'm the project manager that's been responsible for delivering stage 2 of the Jisc course data project. The key remit of the project has been to develop a single source of truth for our postgraduate offer. That's our taught courses here on campus at PGC, PGD and Masters levels. It's also to look at the processes and procedures around the organisation that we're using in terms of data entry and data management. The project team involved with the operational delivery consisted of a range of people at different levels of seniority. This was really important in terms of gaining key insights to the way in which the organisation works, the way in which we manage data currently and the formats in which it's stored. There's also a range of roles involved in managing information across the institution, and it was really essential that we understood who those people were and how they were working.
I think there's a great change happening in the higher education system at the moment and having a major impact on marketing. I think there's 3 main areas. One, how people look for information, receive information has changed with the evolution of the digital, how we print things, how we receive things. Secondly, there's a whole array of providers out there now. It's not just your classic university. There's post-1992 universities, there's the Russell Group, there's private providers. How people want to study has changed dramatically. And then finally, the type of customer has changed. It isn't your classic 18-year-old who's ready to go to university. We're looking at mature students, we're looking at international students. So how we provide course information is absolutely vital. It needs to be delivered on time, in the right way, and more importantly, be correct.
My name's Peter Moss. I work in the business applications team within information services here at the university. That team has remit for all the primary corporate data systems here, so that includes our student records database, finance system, HR platforms and other such essential corporate data. My role on the project was to act as the technical lead. I'll also shortly be joining the student systems project, which commences shortly on a secondment basis for 18 months, which will be really good because the experience and the knowledge that I've gained of the course data throughout this project will be transferred over and used within that new role.
Collation of course data is an immense problem, I think, for all higher education institutes. And it's a growing problem as well because of the various channels and routes that information has to appear. But there is great difficulties within institutes to understand that. They regard the collation of correct information as a chore, and it shouldn't be, because this is the product and this information is how us as marketeers are going to sell this efficiently and effectively.
My project team consisted of a range of colleagues from across the organisation. This was essential in really truly understanding the business processes, practices and culture within the institution as to how we're managing, storing and administering course data. I think one of the untapped elements of this, though, was my project team's role as change agents, and to bring that to the fore we embarked upon a programme of training with the Learning Tree, which was a day course that enabled them to look at the ways in which they could really use skills to influence and change the way in which their teams and other people are working.
In my opinion, the key milestones that we reached in the project, there were two key points. The first one of these was when we realised that we had to stop managing information in silos across the institution and consolidate that information together as much as possible to make it reusable. The second was when we managed to draw full alignment with the student systems project, which had previously been a major issue and potentially could have been a showstopper for the project. After working quite hard, we managed to come up with a staged approach where we could see where we were currently, where we plan to be through the duration of this project, after the project, and ultimately the long-term aim of the university.
The key area of development for the team going forward will be in business analysis. And what I've been lucky enough to do is be able to work with our head of projects to identify the new resource that will be involved in the SSP project and bridge that gap between the current members of my project team. That's going to be a 3-day in-house training session, again with the Learning Tree on site, but this way we can ensure that we're really utilising the skills developed within the team for future benefit.
One of the biggest benefits of this system, I feel, is going to be that it's going to enable marketing and technology to work together to act as an enabler, as a platform where we can leverage future developments and new systems and opportunities. So for instance, new social media platforms or new third-party aggregator sites we'll be able to tap into and use and take some novel approaches to presenting course information and prospectus style information.
I think with this project it will mean we'll be giving out the same information in all the places, so the information is correct and people start believing and understanding what we're saying about ourselves as a university. I want to be running a marketing team that is renowned and has a strong reputation for delivering really good and impactful and successful marketing campaigns. I do not want a team which is marketing services and marketing administration spending hours and hours of their time collating and inputting data. That's just a waste of resource. This project proves that.
I think there's been a lot of advantage given to the project by the university from the way it's required us to think about the structure in which we hold data and how we use data to the benefit of our customers. I think before there was lots of different ways of doing things, and this project's been very good at bringing people together to think about consistency, to think about common practice in the delivery of what we do, and I think it's going to be a major benefit going forward in the other projects that we've got running at the present time.